this show. This is still News Review on Wisdom Yard Online TV. I remember he's here with Mufi Bulua and Oduayo. We're talking about a whole lot of things today. And thank you very much for joining us today. But if you get to subscribe to our channel, subscribe and follow every of our social media platform. You're welcome to the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. At least I'm here. I'm happy today because today has been an amazing day for me. Not like anybody transferred money into my account, but then I'm just happy.
It's not necessarily money is being transferred to your account before you can be happy.
Exactly. Okay, let's get straight to business. And this is actually very good news. We hope it happens. Get 80,000 naira or more as minimum wage under Peter Obi Labour Party. Chairman of the Labour Party, Ayola Femi, has said this to the channel's television Sunrise Daily program. I want to believe that, based on what is said, if really this happens, I think it's actually a good one. Yeah, considering the fact that, moving from 30,000 naira to
80,000 is a 50,000 naira increment.
That's a whole lot of difference.
We all know, I'm sorry to say, but we all know Peter Obi to be a statistics person. He gives a statistician. There's anyone like that. He gives statistics a lot, and I don't want to believe this is one of his statistics. Because if we read through the news, the way he broke down the whole stuff, if you work per hour, you get this, so per day 4,000 naira, per month 80,000. I just hope that is true. Because now my whole question the question that has been bothering me is, how does he plan to
go about that?
Like, I think in that news, strategy, they own the laid out plan, they own everything. So how they want to achieve it is none of our own business. Ours is, once they get there, they are telling us that at least a person working for the government will earn at least 80,000 naira to 100,000, and I think it's a very good news for them to increase the minimum wage by 50,000 naira. It's not a small money.
Do you know the problem? I'm scared because I don't want to say over the world, but in Nigeria, as your salary increases,
your workload will increase.
The economy will start getting more tighter, and a lot of things start.
A typical example is what we are in right now.
Right now, when the minimum wage was 18,000 naira, people were still able to afford basic things.
Yes.
Sure.
When it rose to 30,000 naira, people were happy. Thank God, though. But even the 30,000 naira was not buying what 18,000 naira was buying. Now, if we see that he wants to give an increment, it should not be. You can earn at least minimum of 80,000 naira. I hope it's not that the economy will not be so bad that people would actually prefer they should have been earning the 30,000 naira.
I don't think it will actually happen if that is their plan, because they actually want things to be easier for we the citizens. They want things to be, so you now increasing the salary and the economy is getting tighter. They are choking us. You want to kill us. Well, what's the essence of paying the 80,000
naira? That actually has happened once, because I can still remember that when the minimum wage was still on 18,000 naira, plus or minus, a bag of rice sells for, let's say, 8K, I think, max, let's say 8,000 naira. But right now, a bag of rice sells for more than 30,000 naira, which is the minimum wage. You can't even afford a bag of rice as a minimum wage earner.
The thing is, I don't know their plan. We don't know what they have in store for us. They just wanted, they gave us this thing out so we would have a positive mindset that once they emerge as a president, come 2023, things will be different. At least somebody working for federal government would earn a minimum wage 50,000 naira. And if not for the economic situation and all that, I can't be earning 80,000 naira per month and say I'm not earning money. If not that the economy is so bad that we cannot even record anything good about it. But I feel once they increase this thing, they will look for something to do concerning all these things that we're facing. Both that you would earn 80,000 naira. Like, I was going somewhere one day, one woman was holding one black nylon. What was inside the black nylon was more than 10,000 naira. And I was looking at it. When she said that, I said, "Are you joking?" She said, "Yes, that 10,000 naira, more than 10,000 naira. Just this black nylon that they use in doing 2 Congos of rice, 10,000 naira." But I think they will work on both the economic situation to blend everything.
I don't expect anyone to come to say, when I become the president, you pussy shake so they can only promise us good things and we can only be optimistic about it because when we start being pessimistic so I'm just hoping that all of these things will come to reality and everybody would be fine because
shaggy.
The same way I always like to say this every time that don't they promise wetin you no fit do. Your yes should be your yes.
And
your yes is your yes.
And your no is your no.
Because it's actually very simple when you just come and tell us, okay, fine, it's 30,000. Okay, I'll increase it to 40,000. It's realistic. Don't put us on like Yoruba will say, putting me on
a table that does not have legs.
So just tell us. At least now, when I saw the news, I got so attached. I was like, hey, thank God, at least. If minimum wage is already 80K, then I'm a baller.
Wow, you are no longer a mechanic.
You know, one thing is to promise,
another thing is to
fulfill. Now, to fulfill is different from to be able to fulfill. You might want to fulfill. Okay, Fini, you are promising me it's 10,000 naira, and of course, Fini, don't worry, I will give you. When you are at the point of giving me the 10,000, somebody now comes.
Something will crop. Some things will crop up.
Hey, why? Don't give Fini that 10,000. Give her 5K.
You give her the rest later.
She's this, she's that, she's. You know, it's true. Let me give her 5K. At the end of the day,
you might not even be able to give her the 5,000.
The remaining 5,000 naira. So you wanted to do it, but you were unable to do it. I just hope these things do not come in place.
Because this was the same way we heard a lot of propagandas from the incumbent president. That say no to generator, say no to candle.
My sister, we're using generator back to back now.
All is well. Okay.
Amen.
Moving on, we have here contesting for president again with Diminish Me, Jonathan. The former president, Goodluck Jonathan Ebele, says he has published that is titled "My Time as Chaplain in Aso Rock." So I feel this is just like this coming from an angle of a reasonable Nigerian that is not power drunk, so to say. It feels like at this level of my life, I shouldn't be lobbying for votes. And I'm supposed to just be working towards the development of this country, for which I've governed.
Jonathan is not actually power driven, because if he was to be, he would have run a second term while he was the president. Buhari wouldn't have emerged as the president in 2015 because Jonathan was actually the incumbent president at that time, and of course it was just one term. He only finished
a year at last term.
Being the incumbent president, would have said, "Are you people worried?
Let me go for my complete 8 years now."
But this man is just, I think, of all, okay, of course I'm young, I'm in my 20s, but so far, Jonathan is still the most regrettable thing we've ever experienced in Nigeria. I mean, somebody we did not allow to work. We felt like it was bad, and we all said, no, we want a change, we want this, we want that, and now we are regretting it. I can't imagine if Jonathan was to have emerged
as a president
to run a second term, to run a second tenure. I don't think we would be here. I don't want to believe we would be here. But now the man is, if Jonathan comes out tomorrow to say, you guys, I want to become the next president of Nigeria.
The other party.
I'm sure Nigerians will, all of us will come out to vote. Because we've experienced this tenure before. We've experienced the good things. So during Jonathan's tenure, we were buying petroleum for 87 naira per liter now. So everybody would want to come out to say, no, this is the right person. But he knows that even if Nigerians are saying yes, there are a lot of injustices to these things. Because a lot of these politicians, godfathers, a whole lot of them, they know Jonathan is a good man. He's going to do something good. And they don't want something good for Nigerians. Because if they actually want something good for, we will not be going through everything we're experiencing now. So if Jonathan is saying, if I come as now, I like the fact he said it at some point in the news that if you see me tomorrow as the president of Nigeria, that means circumstances that I have no control over must have taken place. You know, probably the party is saying, no, it is you we want or something. But even at that, the man is saying, I don't want to do it. Not because he doesn't have the capacity to do it. Not because he does not have the credibility. But he feels like, let me just work hand in hand with whoever is on government. Let us just, that man is just the best so far. Like I've experienced, his governance is just
Because
Yar'Adua was not able to do, like, he was not able to perform as a real time president. He was sick.
Yes.
So
he was the one helping.
It was basically.
say that it's still Jonathan.
It was basically like Jonathan was the president then, because while he was still in office, Yar'Adua was flown out of the country, and President Jonathan sat down. So it was one that completed the tenure. And the way I pictured, why am I calling him president?
Former president.
The way I pictured the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, I see him as somebody that has the fear of God, and somebody I am not trying, like, he has this fear of God in the sense that he has the pain of the people. He has that. He understands the pain of the people. He understands what we want. He understands how to bring out this thing. But you see, those people that were in governance with him then, they tried to stand as a stumbling block, but due to the way they stood as a stumbling block, he still performed, and as at that time, we enjoyed his tenure. So he now saying, coming out now would tarnish his image. He knows what he's saying. Because now I could remember while we were wanted to vote in Buhari, we were all shouting we wanted change. Now after we got the change we wanted, we are now crying at the person that we chased out with our vote that he should come. So if I were to be in his shoes also, I wouldn't just say I want to come out like that.
And even adding to what you just said, all I can say is that Nigeria has gone to the extent that we can call beyond repair.
Exactly.
Nigeria is now worse. This was not how he left it.
If he comes in now, before he can bring everything back to normal, he has to sweat to the bone.
Now it's not even about Jonathan now. It's about anybody that emerges as a president. There's going to be a whole lot of work. And I think one of the things that disrupted Jonathan's regime, the end of his tenure, was the Boko Haram, the Chibok girls. I mean, they just used that to disturb it. I don't want to say some people were behind it.
But all of it is just political
agenda.
So to say.
Yeah, that's true.
I just love his decision. He should just sit back, and there are some things he can do in their politics. They can give advice. He can give advice and all these things. He should just but coming out and running as for the president of Nigeria again, I am sure that if he tries to and he emerges as a president, I just pray he's not going to blame himself that why did I come back?
I know, right?
I should have just maintained my integrity and just go with it like that.
Okay, thank you very much. Sanwo-Olu is my biological, not me.
I understand.
Sanwo-Olu, yes.
That it was conceived after a conjugal meeting between her and Sanwo-Olu back in 1994.
Wow.
So that's what Yoruba says that ogun
ọdún ṣì ń jóni lọ́wọ́ fẹ́lifẹ́li.
And right now, I don't want to believe the whole of this claim.
I don't want to.
But there is nothing that cannot happen. So I'm not taking any side.
There's actually no smoke without fire.
Okay.
But one question I want to ask is why now? Since 1994. So why is it coming out now, 2000? Why do you want to ask me question with question?
You asked a question, but my own question is that why now? Is it from the mother?
Yes.
Or from the son?
From the two of them.
Okay.
All right. What I'm going to say concerning that is the news. If you read down the whole story, if you understand the story perfectly, the man said the mom just told him. Now, why now? Again? It could be that. Of course, Sanwo-Olu is not just the governor of Lagos State. He has been governor for almost 4 years. So it's not like he's just been the governor. Maybe that the guy itself doesn't even know. Because I'm certain if he knew, he would have done something earlier. Now the mom, all this politics. I just want to assume somebody knew that Sanwo-Olu had a child with that woman.
They might use it against
with that woman, and they're like, Sanwo-Olu, we want to work against him. Let's find something now. And then they got to know Grace Moses, the mother's name, and they're like, see, let me tell you something. We know that you don't want to. You access to that that you know me to each other again. Don't worry. Just tell your
Wait,
son.
are you a script writer?
No, I'm just trying to
imagine. I can see like let's
I'm just being realistic. The whole story, I'm just trying to let us picture it like it is real. Now they now went to the woman like, see, Grace Moses, I know that you are married to another man, and this boy, this is the only son you have for governor, and you know governor is rich. If you just come out to, Shebi is the owner of your son, if you come out to say it is the governor, your life will be better. See where you are living in worry. You are not supposed to be that kind of thing. And the woman will not be it's true. And this boy is 27 years, he already has 3 kids. He does menial jobs to feed his wife and the children. So what do you expect? Of course, when the mom now says, Emmanuel, you get one thing where I want to reason you. You know, you don't ask me, say, who be my papa, who be my papa. You might not believe me, but actually, your father is the governor of Lagos State. Emmanuel will not be like, me.
If not, please stop at me.
Thank you.
Ayomiko, do you know why I asked that why now? Okay. Since 1994 till date, I don't think it is actually reasonable to keep that kind of thing.
It's possible.
Wait. What if they agree? Then why is she breaching the contract?
The breaching of the contract might be due to, as Finn rightly said,
now
the guy is married with kids, feeding his family with menial job. Somebody might just be like, somebody might just even bring up just like a kind of insult and be like, you're working here, you don't even know your father. Your father might be that good, you know, the way you just assume things.
Now, why am I mentioning it? Why am I giving? I'm sorry. Now, Sanwo-Olu has been in governance since 2015. Okay. Why he came out then? We didn't hear this kind of thing. Now he's trying to run for the second term, and this thing is copying up. Don't you think something is? Sorry, I'm sorry. Why don't you feel something is like I don't get? Why is it now?
According to the boy, what he wants solely is that he actually said, hold on. Okay, he actually said all he wants is a strong desire to see the governor, whom he claims that he has not seen since he was. Father. At least I feel it's a sole responsibility of a child to know whom birthed him.
But I think
it's just necessary.
As at now, I don't think they would actually give him the chance until a DNA is being conducted.
And Sanwo-Olu is not giving him for a DNA.
And then something is wrong somewhere.
Exactly. That shows that something fishy is going down.
Something fishy going on. Because if you don't have cockroach in your cupboard, if there is no skeleton that you're hiding, you have come out.
And I'm certain Emmanuel wouldn't even have the effrontery to take it to court. State governor is my father. If he's not sure. So and that is Sanwo-Olu. You to go and
just go out and do the DNA and clear the case. Because as it is, if care is not taken and this thing is being dragged, it might actually affect his political ambition.
It's not like it's my.
So he should clear the air. If the guy is his son, there's nothing bad in having a child. As if a grown up. I don't even. It's not necessary.
You know, some of us like me, I can recognize the father when I see the child.
You have the DNA indicator in your eye.
I have it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Let's do some Olu for Lagos. Celine Dion battles a rare incurable disease, cancer show. Before we jump short commercial break, after which we'll be right back. Go to the dial.
Sweetheart. I can't afford to be late for this meeting.
Gave me the same excuse every day.
I always tell you the truth every. You know I will never disappoint you.
Everyone needs a hero like Nokpa.
After Nokpa,
it is always Nokpa.
Reviewing the headlines from today, and the next on the line is Celine Dion battles rare incurable disease cancer show. Veteran Canadian singer Celine Dion has opened up on a battle with stiff person syndrome, a kind of neurological disorder that causes one's muscle to tense, uncontrollably. And she actually announced. I can still remember, even though growing up, Celine Dion is we just get the song.
Do you know that I usually don't listen to her songs until somebody said, "Fee, you sing beautifully like Celine."
Dion.
And I'm like,
Who is this Celine
I
Dion?
have to go and search out, like, who is this person? So my voice is sweet. Aww. She's been an amazing person. Her songs are inspiring and she sings beautifully.
And they're evergreen.
Yeah, she sings beautifully and now she's battling with
Exactly.
an incurable disease. You see, this still narrows down to everybody's going through a lot.
A lot.
If she did not tell us that,
Yeah.
okay guys, this is what I'm going through, we wouldn't know. And she even had to postpone her shows. I mean, that's just the height of it. It's not something I even want to discuss here. I just pray that
She gets better.
she gets better. It's incurable. She can't be cured, but
Well,
she gets.
what God cannot do.
She's actually a strong person to actually come out and say that kind of thing, and like something that you know it is incurable, no remedy for this thing, and now you coming on social media because of the love that you have for your fans, so they won't just feel like, you know, we fans can be so funny at times, and you hear that this person just cancel is our show, she's not showing up with no genuine reason and this thing. But I feel our fans will now understand why she's canceling, because incurable disease is something that deals with from the head. She can't just come on show and be on stage and be singing, then she just collapsed or something happened. Then another news, another rumor to it. I think she's a strong person to have actually come out to explain what she's actually going through right now. I just pray God heals her, because hearing an incurable disease, the only solution now is miracle for God to actually touch and heal her himself.
One thing just everything narrows to the fact that you should always take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. No matter how much you're a lover of work, don't be a workaholic. Work would still continue
When someone dies,
no more.
so
You just need to take good care of yourself. And to Celine Dion, I do wish her safe recovery, because I believe that there's nothing God cannot do.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so Rep summons Emefiele over CBN cash withdrawal limit. The House of Representatives on Thursday asked the Central Bank of Nigeria to suspend its latest institution. So we are yet to get the decision on this meeting, but as of now, what they said is that the policy should be suspended.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We actually
we discussed it this
but
week.
I felt like later I got a wider scope to what the whole thing is about. Somebody even made a comment on Twitter earlier this morning, and the person was like, "This is just Nigeria taking us back to trade by barter." So if you have, it's actually a meme, right? Like if you have exhausted your transfer limit, if you've reached your transfer limit and you don't have cash at hand, then you just go to maybe Fini. Okay, Fini, I want to buy this dress. Should I give you this 2 bar of yam? And you give me the dress. You know, that kind of thing. Because of course you need to get something. You don't have cash with you. There's transfer limits, especially for there are some accounts that have transfer limit. So when you've reached your transfer limit, then what happens? How do I spend? Because they gave the substitute of transfer that without you can't withdraw, you can't use the ATM.
While
you can make transfer.
While we discussed this thing earlier this week, I was like, they need to review this thing, because it's going to affect a lot of people. It's going to have even me as I am, it's going to affect me. Don't bother asking me that how much am I earning. It's going to affect me. So I think what the House of Representatives have actually done, calling them to suspend nobody is arguing with them that we should bring out the old money and put it in bank because we want to change the new one. But giving us 100,000, not even 2 days, a week, it is too small. And 500,000 naira company.
The height of it is ATM stand
200 naira. What do I use it for?
So I'm not start seeing 10 naira from it.
No, they really need to review that policy. I can't wait to actually hear the outcome of what they are going to say at the meeting today, because that's the main reason why.
Somebody was saying they will make transfer. See, we are already in a global age where everybody can use their gadgets. My mom does not know how to transfer. I can easily do it for her. So why would she need the service of a POS to do it for her? Somebody was saying you can make transfer, you can do this. I was reading something earlier today that if you are running a POS business, just know that that's the end.
They will
Look
close
for
it
another
up.
business because there's no point. How much do you expect
Want
them
to make a week.
for somebody that would withdraw 100,000 naira per week? And some of them they run transactions of millions of naira per day. So how do you expect them to still survive with that business? I think they should.
And I feel those House of Representative members too, they will really be affected. That was why they called this thing. Individual a week, then 10 million naira per company a week. I think it's still
Reasonable.
understandable, but 100,000, 500,000 is not reasonable to me.
They gave 10 million naira and I think 500,000, but it's based on you have to.
You
pay
take my charges from my
my
money.
money.
No.
They collect 10%.
Yeah, from my
As
money.
per
Are they
God.
Jesus? Are they
As per
God?
God.
Even
They
God
need
sef.
God na 10% God they
God
collect.
10%.
So they really need to do the reviewing.
Ah, God, this is Nigeria anyway. Nigeria will not happen to us in Jesus' name.
But you're in Nigeria.
Amen.
No.
But Nigeria will not happen to me.
Amen.
Very
Nigeria will
important.
not happen to me.
Okay, yeah, we have Christian ticket coming, says Tinubu's wife. The wife of the presidential. The wife of the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has said Muslim ticket of the party will set a new tone in the country's political landscape after 2023. The wife stated is on Wednesday during the APC Southwest Women's presidential rally held at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in Lagos. She actually said, and I quote, "As regards the Muslim ticket, this one will set the tone for the future. Sometimes in the future, we'll have Christian-only tickets. What God has done in our land is marvelous."
Wonderful.
Hallelujah.
Glory.
You know, this one thing about politicians is that whatever they do, whether good or right, they just try and justify it. They are never wrong.
Ayomiko, why is it that it is during their own tenure, during their own regime? I'm sorry, I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just what I saw. No. Why is it that during their own tenure, during their own term, when they want to run as the president for the presidency post of Nigeria, that they know that what is inside the rule of law, that if a Christian person is coming out as the president, the vice must be a Muslim. If a Muslim is coming as the presidential candidate, the vice must be a Christian. Why is it during their own tenure that they have to change it? I could remember. I'm sorry. I could remember back then that Tinubu said he stepped down because Buhari is a Muslim. Is a Muslim, so Muslim should not rule. That Oshibajo should come on board. Now, why is he choosing a Muslim? Now the wife is now saying in future. What if Nigeria has already happened to us? That Christian cannot run Christian again.
You know my own fear. I'm going to pick it from where she stopped. Now we don't even have. Okay. We have hope in Jesus' name.
Amen.
But there is no certainty that Nigeria will not be Islamized before the next 4 years. Let's say 4 years at least. Now you already know that okay, well, this thing is bad. It's actually no good. It's not even.
You broke the law.
You broke the law already. Now you're not trying to console us. That you pushing not worry. Let my husband do his own.
After Christian will come.
Christian will come. So you will be able to balance the equation. Who does that? Why not just balance it in the first place? Pick a Muslim president, a Christian vice president, and let everybody be fine. Let everybody be happy. Why you being selfish? I see it as being selfish. Selfishness, and when selfishness comes in, it can destroy a whole lot of things. Yeah. Now, are you trying to? I don't even understand.
Based on what you just said, something popped up to my mind. I believe that this is Nigeria. Okay. And Nigeria recognizes 3 religions, not 2.
Yeah, not Christian, Muslim, and traditional.
So now, if peradventure, we already have Muslim tickets.
And they today will
We
come.
have Christian tickets. Definitely we'll still have traditional tickets.
And I think that one will be fine.
And I even feel it's something that needs to be worked upon because I've never heard of traditionally.
I think that one will be fine.
We need the president.
Do you expect these people to? You know the God of Iron.
It works
instantly.
There was a time I actually told somebody that why is it that once they go for this their swearing in, they give them either Bible or Quran. Why don't they give them cutlass?
God is faithful. God is patient.
They know if they make use of that cutlass, you can't escape it. So far you swore in that thing's name.
I think we should work on
We need to work on it.
You and I. Let's form a group of.
Thank you.
Myself.
You and I.
No,
We will.
I'm the only one that my parents are looking.
Anyways, me, I want to give myself a task. You know.
Okay.
I'm going to form a group whereby it's only traditionalists. You know. A political group of traditionalists. Then come 2020, whenever we will contest, and the person must
and be sure.
Mofin follower. Shango, Batala, all of them.
Mofin follower. Be sure that if these people should stand up and say they want to contest for the presidential post of Nigeria, we emerge.
Who win now?
Now it is who win.
We will win.
Now they win.
Guys, thank you very much. God be with you all. That is the traditionalist of me. Muslim. I don't want to. Okay, this one is actually a good one. Davido to perform at World Cup.
Wow.
This man is just one person that he knows how to brace himself up. Even when he showed up for his uncle's event, he was smiling, even though
he was going through pain.
Exactly, but then now he's coming to perform
at
to
the
brace
World
at
Cup.
an event. Is a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
The Chinese businessman Stephen Ong actually shared this on the news via his Instagram story, saying that he's so happy that his bro, like he said, so happy my bro at Davido confirmed that we're performing live at the World Cup close, and it's actually something to behold. And during this performance, I'm hoping to see the best.
We, his fans, are actually we are eagerly waiting to see him, because losing a child is something so painful. I was asking earlier that I think he was supposed to perform at the opening, but due to what happened, it is not. I don't expect him to actually go out there really and say, let me start singing. The first question that will pop up on people will be like, what is making you happy? Fine, nobody's happy about it. And he has stayed home to honor the death of his son. He has tried enough. He's a strong person, and I pray God will continually be with him. He won't, like he said, Obiono go minus. Now he's going to perform at the World Cup Qatar 2022. I think it's December 18 or so. We actually. Yeah, you can do it. Let me use the Korean word, fighting.
And one thing we should all know is that this is Adeleke aside, this is Davido aside. Whatever you're going through in this world, don't let it hold you down. Because life continues. I understand that every bad things can happen to us, but don't let that be the end of you, because you have a lot of potential that you can still show to the world. You can still be better, even though you feel, failure is just like a certainty. Exactly, to know that you can still be better. So it's a stepping stone to good luck, to great things. So don't be held back by any little disappointment. Failure is not your name. And another thing is depression is not an option, as suicide is not an option, because depression tends to lead to suicide. So don't you for no reason try to take your own life. I'm just trying to be a motivational speaker this evening because
aspire to Maguire.
Okay, thank you very much for joining the beautiful ladies today on Wisdom and Online TV. Oduayo Mofiyefoluwa is signing out, as well as Ayomiko, your only successful mommy of Lagos.
Ayola Mafishodo.
Ayola Mafishodo. Okay, until next time, lots of love, peace, and happiness. Bye.